Welcome back to Flipping the Script 2. We're here at ATB LA. It's a phenomenal night. Remember we had Flipping the Script 1 and the overarching issue is we have to do this ourselves. We kind of sort of got back around to it, but we kind of sort of enlarged the umbrella, if you will. We start talking about not only doing it yourself, but making sure that we're relevant and all the different ways that we become relevant. But there was still a big, huge elephant in the room. The big, huge elephant in the room is how do we do this on a grand scale and still feed our kids? And
was that the elephant?
Well, that was the elephant I was going to ask, but I just didn't. Okay, well, I'm going to introduce Jasmine Love because she's talking.
Hello.
Jasmine, this is my very dear friend, writer, phenom, and best friend, almost best friend. We're getting there, right? Right, Jasmine?
We're getting there.
Yeah, I love her. Jasmine Love. Okay, so tell me what the big elephant in the room was, Jasmine.
I didn't think there was a huge elephant in the room, except I loved that, not that it wasn't a Writers Guild event, but that there were more people from other parts of the country. Sure. And so we had a lot of talent in this room. We were up on that stage, but we had a lot of talent in this room. Am I alone now?
No,
we had
you're
a
not.
lot of talent in the
Blotting.
room that had... You know what?
It's okay,
We
I
had a
was
lot of
blotting.
talent in the room that wasn't recognized because we don't know them. We had a lot of people from DC, and the big elephant was we weren't the big stars up there. There were people out there that are doing a lot more than we're doing here in LA, and I felt like we needed to recognize that a little bit more.
No, but I mean, I love this panel. I mean, these people are so intelligent, and they had some wonderful responses. But it was, coming out is an internal, it's an internal experience, and you have to do that. But it's also, we matter. It's so funny because you said something like that to me. I've summed the whole thing up as we matter. If we don't,
and you don't have
make
to come out
right,
to make it happen.
That's true. But if we don't make it matter, then it won't change.
Right.
Like that's what Terrence was saying too, right?
We can't wait.
We can't win. But now
we can't wait.
We can't wait. But see, I was saying we can't win because. Yes, it's okay. You guys on the panel are fairly successful. You figure out a way to do this, but the only way this is really going to matter to the millions of people if those people that are gay, those millions of people, can find a pathway to come out. That's why we have the deal. That's why we have all these things, because people struggle with being themselves and coming out and feeding their kids because they realize the problem. I mean, I know that's where we are. We're in a quagmire. It's like, okay, we all recognize this, we recognize that. What do we do?
Well, the little elephant in the room is that not all of us were writing gay characters or gay shows.
Sure.
So that was the little elephant that you make these decisions about what am I going to write. And a lot of the shows I've written have not been gay and lesbian shows, and I'm ready to switch.
Okay, so is it your responsibility as a professional in Hollywood to write gay characters, whether or not the producer or whomever wants you to do it?
I believe it is. I wouldn't put that on anybody else, but for me, right. I believe that's not my responsibility.
But that's what I'm getting at. I'm getting at your premise. It's like, well, I think so, but how do I get how do we get other people on board to be okay with it? You see what I'm saying?
We just have to model it. I have to find somebody with a great story and write it and get
like
it
who?
out there. Shahid Manning. Get it out there and just be so fabulous that people say, I want to write my story.
Yeah, and I think I agree with the panel. You have to do it yourself. The bottom line is you have to do it yourself. You have to find a way to do it.
Yep.
I just don't think that a lot of people have that willpower. I think it's the exceptional.
It's not willpower. It's when you are gay and black, you get chipped away at. You get chipped away at your self-esteem. You and I both have the privilege of having a lot of confidence.
That's true.
And not every,
okay.
and that may
Agreed.
have come from our parents, and who knows why, but we're both out and we're both here.
Thank you, Mommy.
Thank you, Mother, Father. Thank you, my sister, my brother, and my aunt. I'd like to thank the Academy.
Oh God, I got her off on that.
So some of us don't have that. Some of us have had a lot of experiences that keep us.
Most of us don't have it.
Most
so
of
what
us
do we
don't have
do?
it.
What do we do?
Model. We model it.
So we model it.
Yeah, we model it.
I think we just figured out something here. I mean, I knew this.
Ooh, we gotta go.
We
right.
knew this.
Let's go.
Okay. Jazzy, come here. We gotta finish this.
I just figured out
to
finish.
She sure does.
I do.
You're right. I think that's exactly what we have to do.
model.
But for the masses, we have to figure out. Well, modeling it is one thing. I think. Well, no, it is the thing.
And
I
you know
think
what
we
I
just
said was
solved this
real?
problem. We just solved this
you
problem.
have to model it, but you also have to learn the business. And there are people. You don't have to be so hard on yourself, but people do have to stop using excuses. Because I've read some scripts, and it's like, I'm sorry, honey, choir is not spelled with a Q.
Okay, we're talking about grammar now. They did talk about grammar. They got on us about grammar. You know,
that
Demetrius
is
made an issue.
People will stop turning the page. You have to do your homework or use spell check or get some help. But I'm just saying sometimes we don't keep our game tight and then we blame our race or our sexual orientation.
You know what? I wanted to ask one last question. This thing about Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
And when DeAndre has said that, wow, we're the only one that won a GLAAD award, yet they're shutting us down. What is that phenomenon? Okay, Tyler Perry can do it, but we can't easily model what he's doing on this network and that network. What is that about? I mean, I thought to myself, just model it. It's not a big deal.
You know what? I have a personal philosophy. I just don't talk about people who aren't in the room. So if Tyler Perry were in the room, I would talk to him.
He's doing a good job. I'm just talking about his model, you know?
I think that his model may have worked for him, and I don't know if it would work for me because I don't have that money to front. But I think that I have never had a problem writing and focusing and pitching and selling to networks.
Even gay-themed film.
No, I have had a trouble with gay-themed film.
I think that's what we're because I mean
You're right, I have.
Our psyche, our change comes from saying that we matter. We get full circle here.
I was this close to selling a script, and they said, "But can't she be heterosexual?" It's like, but the whole story is about her coming out.
Yeah, it's an economic discussion you have with yourself. I mean, real honestly.
It was because I could have sold that show right there, and I said, "No, she's a lesbian," and they said, "Bye-bye."
This problem is so circular.
It is, but I'm going to model it. I have a story, I have a script that I really believe in, and I think it's going to happen.
I think so. I think you're right. What do you think the BET is going to do? Do you think BET would support a script like that?
I think it's more of a Showtime or HBO script.
You think so?
Yeah, it's higher level.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sweetheart.
Bye-bye.
Again, the amazing Jasmine Love, writer extraordinaire and really good friend, and we're going to be doing a lot of stuff together.
Yes,
Thank you, Jasmine.
You're welcome.
So much for being on the show.
Yeah, okay. Bye-bye.
Jasmine. Thank you guys for this episode, being with this episode. We got some more people to interview. We're having a wonderful time here. We're going to bring you all the best people that we possibly can from this installment of Flipping the Script. Okay? We'll be right back.
Don't stop, make it pop, DJ.